Being homeless, people treat you like you're less than. Being homeless means you don't have a home. Doesn't mean that you're less than anybody. You still have the same rights and privileges as any other human being on this face of this earth. And don't let them treat you like you are less than. Cause they,
All right. Well, welcome to the first video, Just Like Me project. I'm here with Peaches. Just before we start, I'm going to ask you some questions.
okay.
You're free to not answer whatever you want, or just stop the video at any time, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay.
But before we get going, tell everyone your name, where you're from, a little bit about yourself.
My name is Leonette Chase Tapman. I was born in Fort Worth, moved with my father while he was in the military, and then we came back in 1961. I've been here ever since. Don't want to be nowhere else.
Mm.
So, I'm comfortable with Fort Worth. I know it. I can get around in it. I spent a little while away from it, and it is not a happy place.
So how long have you been at the shelter for?
I think like 10 weeks,
Okay.
like 2.5 months, something like that.
And you came here right after rehab, right?
No, I came here after I went to a group home after rehab. Then the lady that was running the group home decided she was going to stop doing that. So I had to be responsible for finding my own place to stay.
Mm-hmm. And it was rehab for your legs, right?
Yeah, I had an accident. I fell in the tub. I was in the Motel 6. I fell in the tub, and I cracked my forehead and my Achilles and my elbow. So I couldn't get out of the tub for about 7 hours. I just kept putting water in the tub, so I could be comfortable. And my daughter came. I just,
Did you call somebody?
I had my phone was on the bed in the other room. So I said, I said, dang, I can hear my phone ring. I said, I know that's my baby girl. She's gonna check on me if nothing else. And somebody knocked on. I was beating on the bathroom wall trying to see if I can get somebody to check. I don't know if anybody's in there or not. I don't know if this room is soundproof or what. But nobody ever answered. Nobody ever responded. And somebody knocked on the door. I said, "Hello." She said, "It's your daughter." I said, "I can't get out of the tub." So she had them pop that security lock, and she came and she couldn't lift me out of the tub because she's got back issues. So we called 911, and they helped get me out of the tub. And I mean, I'm steady bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
but I had not been taking my low dose aspirin to keep my blood thin, because I had some strokes, so I was taking these low dose aspirin to keep my blood, thin enough to not clot up. Thank goodness, because it kept clotting. I bled the whole time, but it just kept clotting up. So that was what saved me. That and Jesus.
Mm.
But then when we got to the hospital, I found out I had broken my elbow. Then my Achilles was messed up. If I could have figured out how to get out of the tub, I probably wouldn't have been able to walk anyway. But for some reason, I don't know if the head injury had anything to do with it, but I realized I could not walk. But I said for that 7 hours, all I did was talk to God.
Well,
I
I'm
didn't
glad that.
pass out. I didn't go to sleep. I just sat there and I talked to God.
Wow, praise God. How was being married? Tell me about that.
Well, the first 6 years was fine until I found out that it wasn't. Okay, well, You live that, you go through that. I mean, I almost feel like waiting to exhale. The song in Waiting to Exhale says, you know, to death do us part.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we said from our death, from I said from our heart. But now that you said that you're leaving me, I don't get that part. I don't get the death do we part. So that's what I feel like sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But since he didn't want to be married to nobody else, I don't think he wanted me married to nobody else because he wouldn't sign the papers. Because I could
The
have been
divorce
married.
papers?
He wouldn't sign the divorce. I filed them 3 times. He would not sign. And the one time he did sign, I didn't know he had to, that it had to be filed before he signed them, or I would have held that piece of paper to the side and come back in 2 hours with his signature. But so he wouldn't sign it again. Okay, well, so what? Then that means we stuck together. I said, until you go, when you go, then that'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow. So you were married for you were married for 49
49 years.
years, but together for
6.
6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's fun. It's a soap opera. It's not quite all my children, but it's dang near close.
Mm-hmm. So you've been in the shelter for 10 weeks. Have you been homeless in your life before?
I have been homeless a couple of times, but not to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd have my home to go to, but I could go to my mama's house, and that was home, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and no restrictions, no nothing, come and go as you wish, and she had built a room on the back of her house, so I just go back there, I could stay back there, and I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But she ain't here no more.
Wow.
That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
If my mama was still alive, I would not be in this situation.
Yeah. What would be like a message that you would want to share with people who are watching, or like a lesson that you learned in life that you think was worth sharing?
Well, I tell you, I make up my little sayings,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that is up posted on my Facebook is if you don't feed them or fuck them, because you always have people in your head. You need to do this, you need to do that. No, you cannot run my life. You can be a spectator, but you can't run it. That's like nobody's standing on the golf course with Tiger Woods telling him you need to do this, you need to do that. No, he already knows what he's gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
and he does it. He's been doing it well. So now, let me do me.
So you think you've had a lot of people in your life try to tell you what to do?
Yes, yes. I mean, I used to work with ladies that when I say they say, well, what church you go to? I said, when I feel like going. You don't go to church every Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
no, because if you are the example, I don't want to follow your example. Cause
Because they're not living according to
I work with
the
that
word.
woman who sings in the choir, and she comes back Monday morning. Oh, I didn't think Pastor so I forgot what his name was. I didn't think Pastor so and so was gonna ever stop preaching. We almost didn't make it to Jolly Time in time before it got crowded. Jolly Time was a skating rink. Now, the last time I heard of a skating rink, they don't sing "Blessed Be the Tie That Binds."
Mm-hmm.
So they playing, up to normal regular music.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I want to go to church every Sunday? Because you go to church every Sunday, and all you worried about is getting to a skating rink on time. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's that's what I see. I realized first early that if that's not who I wanted to be, I don't. Because if what you want to be is at the skating rink, that's where you should. That's where you should have left and gone to
Hmm.
before you got to church. Just gone and be first in line to the skating rink.
So how'd you get the name Peaches?
My great aunt.
Mm.
I was a preemie baby, and from my understanding, all I did was spit up and poop everywhere. So my one called me Stinky. My great aunt said, "Oh no, because nicknames follow kids for their whole lifetime. So we're gonna call her something sweet. We're gonna call her Peaches." So I'm only 2 months older than Peaches.
Wow. I like that. Did you raise your kids by yourself whenever you were separated from
For
your
the most
husband
part,
for 30 something years?
40 something years.
42, 43?
46.
Okay.
About 40, no, about 44, almost 44 years.
Okay. How was that being a like single mom?
I have nothing to compare it to because he was not an on hands dad.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if he'd had it his way, my son would have been only child. I told him no, because I was an only child for 5 years. I did not like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in planned parenthood. So I already had it figured out. I got an IUD. I had my baby. 2 years after I had after he after, when he turned 2, I started taking the birth control, and I took because I want my kids to be at least 3 years apart. Because my mom was having kids every year or 2 years, and they grew up well together. But I was 5 years older than my sister, and we had nothing in common until we got old, and I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want my children to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And after I had my second child, I had an IUD inserted, which was a birth control method, and you could keep it inserted for 5 years. But it did not stay inserted. It came out, and I ended up pregnant. So my kids, all three of them, are 3 years apart.
So you said you've only been married once.
Hmm.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not really, not now.
Ah, I see. But do you plan on getting married again?
I would like that's the goal.
There you go.
I just have to find one willing,
Mm.
able,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to pass the test.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now I'm looking at educated individuals. I'm on the Facebook dating app, and I check out the profiles, and I go, okay, fine. Now I'm started looking at critiquing them a little bit closer. I only want educated men, college degrees, grad school degrees, preferably, because I want to be able to talk about something. Because I don't have a college degree, but I've had some college. I've done a lot. I used to read a lot. So I know, I figure if what I don't know, I can learn.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's get into a conversation where you pique my appetite for finding out something else about, let's talk about astrology,
Mm.
whatever. And, but I don't want the whole conversation to be, how did the Cowboys do today? How did TCU do today? How did, I don't want sports.
So you
I'm not the
want some
biggest
like
sports fan.
interesting,
Yes,
intriguing conversation.
yes,
I
real
see.
conversation.
I see. Yeah, totally. You've talked a little bit about church, your experience with that all throughout your life. In your own words, who would you say Jesus is to
The
you?
Son of God, the Savior. Because they got this song now they play out here playing all the time. God don't play about me. He don't play about me. You don't want to be one of the people that he has to punish. I'm not gonna pray for your demise, but you put that in motion when the first time you did whatever it was you did that was against this child. Because he tells you, as little as you do to the least of these, you've done to me. So if you If you've given them food and shelter, then you've done that for me. If you've given them hate and malice, then you've done that to me. So he ain't gonna sit around and let you be hating and malicing his kids.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna get at you. He gonna be like that grandma that comes out and she beat all the little kids in the neighborhood. Cause y'all can't fight. Blah, 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 blah. So she gets everybody together.
Mm.
And so he'll get you together.
So what do you think are like the rules of you need to do this in order to go to heaven?
Believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins.
Dang.
That's all I had to do. I did that when I was 12.
There you go. That's pretty cool. You don't even have to just.
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything because I can't do anything. I can't climb on the cross.
Absolutely.
See, so now he's already done that. So I don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So all I have to do is believe that he was, that he is, that he forever will be. That's all I have to do.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You had one message to the people to share about homelessness, being homeless, and one thing that like most people wouldn't know about homelessness. What would you say?
It is not a good place to be. Being homeless, people treat you like you're less than. Being homeless means you don't have a home. Doesn't mean that you're less than anybody. You still have the same rights and privileges as any other human being on this face of this earth. And don't let them treat you like you are less than, because they got dogs here that they treat better than us. So just, I don't, because I won't accept it.
What would be your send-off message that you'd want everyone to know?
Don't take anything for granted.
Mm.
Those people that you see every day, be polite. Don't disregard them. Don't, brush them off. Pay attention. Watch. Learn. And you'll get by a whole lot faster. Further. You'll get a whole lot further by being observant.
Yeah. Great. Well, Peaches, thank you so much for being on the channel, and you're a great guest.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you, and hopefully we can hang out again.
Sure.
Great.